Hi, thanks for coming back to the second video in this short rapid burst info video series. There is so much coming out just today, 5 videos in total. This is the second one and we're going to crack on, but before I do, please consider subscribing to the channel and make sure that the notification bell is set to all notifications, the one at the top, because if you don't have that, you're going to probably miss loads of these short, very important videos. So let's get to this one. Now this is pretty much breaking. It's just been come out on the mainstream news platforms, as it were. So none of these emails are from any emails at all. These are all in a public domain. They're all mainstream and they're all current. So there's nothing really that is going to detriment anyone. Okay, so listen to this. Global warming is set to break key 1.5 degrees C limit for the first time. So straight away, I smell a rat there. I mean, the way I see things, this planet has heated up, cooled, got windy, got iced and all the rest of it over millions and if not billions of years, okay? They're trying to sort of make us feel that it's our fault which is doing it. I've always said, if the humans weren't here for the last 200 years, the climate would be doing exactly the same as what it's doing now. But as some of you are aware, some of you may not be, but they are using this as a common thread throughout all of the agendas which are affecting how our daily lives are lived during these crazy times, especially since 2020. So this is, I say they're using this message to the masses, as it were, to accelerate these agendas, which I've just said are all commonly linked through the central thread of climate change and global warming, okay? It really is, they just lay it on thick. Researchers say there is now a 66% chance that we will pass the 1.5 degrees C global warming threshold between right now and 2027, 4 years. So can you imagine the amount of changes to laws, legislations, agendas, you can't do this, you can't do that, they're going to accelerate it based on this narrative which they are pushing in the mainstream right now. In fact, I urge you guys to please share this video so the more people get to see this, the more it will make them think to see what is going on, okay? Like I said, this is open source, public domain, and I'm just reading the article, okay? If the world passes the limit, scientists stress for breach will be worrying and it will affect many people. Okay, so hitting the threshold could mean the world is 1.5 degrees C warmer than it was during the second half of the 19th century, before fossil fuel emissions from industrialization really began to ramp up. Fossil fuels. Now, when you get gas, is there fossils in there? When you get oil, is there fossils in there? How many times have you broken open a lump of coal to see a fossil in there? Really? I mean, really? Fossils have got nothing to do with fuel. It really hasn't. Do you burn fossils to keep warm? Not really, I don't think so. Crazy. Anyway, now we're talking about the Paris Agreement. Who remembers that back in 2015? The 1.5 degrees C figure has become a symbol of global climate change negotiations. Countries agreed to pursue efforts, okay? Pursue efforts, agendas, legislations, laws, acts, statutes, etc. Okay, to limit global temperature rises to 1.5 degrees C under, guess what, the 2015 Paris Agreement. Excuse me. Going over 1.5 degrees C every year for a decade or two would see far greater impacts of warming, such as longer heat waves, more intense storms and wildfires. Who remembers the wildfires in the west coast of America, where all of these homes just spontaneously combusted, yet all of the forests around them were left unharmed? How do forest fires do that? It's happened, look into it. It's crazy, I know, it's crazy, but yes, those events actually have happened. You ask anyone in America who actually saw this. And yet they will tell you their house burnt down in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by forest, and guess what? All of the trees were untouched. How is that a wildfire? Since 2020, the World Meteorological Organization has been giving an estimate of the chances of the world breaking the 1.5 degrees C threshold in any one year. Back then, they predicted there was a less than 20% chance of breaking the all-important 1.5 degrees C in the 5 years ahead. This was 3 years ago, okay? By last year, this had increased to 50%. Now, it's jumped up to 66%, which the scientist says it is more likely than not. So what does this mean? Well, I could read on and on and on, and literally it just goes on about loads of BS, to be frank. Now, like I said, do expect to see a huge ramp up in agendas and laws and legislations. There's going to be more and more people looking into this, only to find that what they are saying out there is generally BS. Okay, it really, really is. Like I said, imagine if we weren't here for 200 years and all of a sudden you come back today. The weather would be exactly the same. I genuinely believe that we are not the reason why the weather on this planet is changing the way it is, okay? There's such a thing called cycles, there's lots to do with the sun, there's lots to do with the solar system and planets. It is what it is. And please feel free to research and check it all out yourselves. But from what that report tells me is the way the current rate of all of these new laws and legislations, etc., regarding agendas and everything else, it is going to be accelerating. So keep an eye out of what's going on. Don't forget, leave whatever you want to say in the comments and we'll try our best to read through them and maybe lead into other videos if there's enough of the same sort of comment. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think that this is all BS, or do you think, no, absolutely, we're to blame for doing whatever's going on with this planet's weather? Okay, something to ponder about. You guys take care, thanks for watching, and stay funky.